My name's Sophie and I'm here to show you how you can replace your LED chip in your LED module. You might want to be doing this to upgrade the luminaires in your project, maybe to change the color temperature or something like that, or the amount of lumens. But there's many reasons why you might want to do it, but in every single situation the process is the same. Okay, so before we start, there's a few things that you're going to need. You're going to need your replacement LED. I've got one here still in the housing. You will need some gloves of some description. It's really important that your fingers do not touch on the yellow part here. And you're also going to need a hex tool of some description. It needs to be 2.5 mil in diameter. You could use a hex key like this. I'm using a ratchet driver with a 2.5 mil hex bit. First thing you're going to do is remove your lens. You'll notice on the side of the lens that there is a small cutout, and some lugs on your LED clip are holding it in place. It should pop out quite easily, but you can also release it just by pulling back on the lug slightly. So I'm just going to put my lens to one side. The next job you're going to do is to remove your 3 socket caps. Now, important note, there is a split washer underneath each one, and it will be really easy to lose those because they're tiny. So just be very careful as you unscrew your socket cap to make sure that they don't go anywhere. Okay. So you're just going to take your lens clip off and just put that to one side. Now it's time for your gloves to make sure that you do not touch the yellow part of your LED. I'm just going to pop these ones on here. Okay, so first of all I'm going to release the LED chip from my luminaire. So it just needs a tiny press on the yellow part and it should just pop out just like that. I'm going to put that to one side. Take my replacement LED here. Now, it can only go in one way. You'll notice that there's a cutout. Just something to be very mindful of is that the 2 metal contacts here are very sensitive. So you need to make sure that they're not bent in any way, shape or form. It won't function if they're not in the correct position, so you'll soon find out. But just a quick visual inspection should indicate whether they're okay or not. Take your LED, pop it back in again. Now you need to find the 3 threaded holes. There's only 3, the rest of them are not threaded, and align your LED housing. Okay, go. Pop your lens clip back on. Now I personally have to remove my gloves at this stage. Okay, so we're going to screw all 3 socket caps back down flat, making sure that the split washers are completely flat. So hand tight, split washers as flat as they can go, and that will be a sufficient amount of torque to ensure your LED module and your lens clip are in place. Don't forget to put your lens back on, so just taking the cutouts and making sure they relocate with the lugs. There we go.